Hey gang, it's Bryan from FXBilliards. Today I'm going to talk about side pocket shots. These are shots that are ignored by players so frequently, it drives me nuts. People have actually been taught, especially some old school players, to avoid shooting balls in side pockets, which is just insane because these are some of the best opportunities to not just make a ball, but get positioned for other shots. So I'm going to show you a couple scenarios, actually is 5 must-have pool shots that will help you expand your creativity and help you make some shots where there might not have been a shot before. But each of these shots is going to leverage the side pockets, and I'm going to give you situations where we ended up, say, on the wrong side of that side pocket shot. So not only am I going to show you how to leverage those side pockets, but how to leverage them in some of the worst positions ever, and this will allow you to use your own creativity to find some shots that you might have been missing. We're going to start out with probably the most difficult, definitely the most difficult of the 5 that I'm going to show you, but just something for you to think about. Okay gang, I'm going to get started with the most difficult of the 5 shots that I'm going to show you today. Here's the situation. We are playing 8-ball and we are on the 6. We need to get position on the 8. That pocket is blocked, that pocket is blocked. We might, under some situations, be able to come off of 3 cushions. In fact, given some situations, I might actually shoot that before this one. But number 1, we need to get on the 8-ball too. And number 2, the spot we need to hit to take this 6-ball around is going to cause us to scratch in the side pocket, very possibly. So what we're going to do is bank it here. I'm going to shoot it, and then I will explain the concept and why this shot works. So we are playing the 6 cross side, coming off of 3 rails. We are a favorite to run into those balls, but I'm going to try to avoid them with a little bit of low left. And even if I hit them, I think I can get around the table. So we missed the balls, came off. We got position on the 8-ball. I did put a ton of draw on that shot, guys, to avoid those balls. But let's talk real quick about why that shot works and how you can make it. First, the ball is past the pocket and we're trying to go backwards. It's a slight bit off the rail, which actually helps us out because what we're doing is transferring English. The concept is so alien to people. I actually had a guy that I played with once argue with someone that you could not transfer English from one ball to the other. The funniest thing about that is every bank pool player in the world does it on almost every shot. Every top professional when they're shooting bank shots does it on almost every shot. Every one pocket player in the world does it almost on every shot. The transfer of English works like this. Think of the balls as gears. If one is moving counterclockwise, the other one is going to move clockwise, which means if I put left-hand spin on this ball, it is going to put right-hand spin on that 6. And what is that little bit of right that's going to be transferred due to that 6-ball? It sends it backwards and into this pocket. I know a lot of you beginner, intermediate players, and even some of you above intermediate players try to make this shot by coming in or hitting it from this angle and banking it backwards. That's not the way an advanced player is going to approach this shot. First off, it's a really bad idea and a very small target. You hit the ball full face with the English, let the English transfer onto the shot and take you to that pocket. Not only that, the English that you're putting on it, in this case left, transfers, well, it already starts with running English on the cue ball, which takes it around the table. Now, I put a lot of draw on it because I know that from this angle, I could easily run into those balls. So by putting the draw on it, I totally avoided them, came around the table, and headed down here for the 8-ball. So that's a transfer of English, leveraging the side pockets. Let's go on to some easier shots for you. You can see this shot is not as difficult as some people would make it out to be. Let's look at our next shot. All of the shots that I show you today are going to involve side pockets, number 1, and being on the wrong side of the ball, number 2. Whether we're playing 8 ball or 9 ball here, we need to make the 7 and we need to get on the 8. And frankly, a lot of people are scared to death of this shot because they're like, how am I going to get on that 8 ball? Again, one of my favorite shots. Now, you could, if the 9 ball wasn't in the way, you could try to go up and back to get on this 8 ball. Probably not a bad strategy. I might shoot this the same way I'm about to show you, even if the 9 wasn't in the way. But for illustration purposes, the 9 is in the way. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot a nice, powerful draw shot that is going to send our cue ball off of that rail and this rail, put us down here for position on the 8 ball. Whether we're playing 8 or 9, we're going to be out. This is what this shot looks like. Low, left-hand English. Guys, if you don't have this shot in your game, work on it. Follow through, light grip on the cue. Keep the cue as level as possible. It's low left-hand spin. Shot looks like this. We automatically come around. We hit Bryan's favorite diamond, almost, and we're on the 8. And from this point, a lot of you, including myself, you're going to be out. So that's shot number 2. I love that shot. If you don't have it in your game, get it in there. If you have a long draw shot, you definitely have that shot in there. So put it in your arsenal. Let's look at another one. We're going to talk about this one from the vantage point of 8 ball and 9 ball. If you're playing 9 ball, you don't have a choice here. You've got to play the 3 ball first, get yourself on the 6, then get on the 7 and backup table for the 8. If you are playing 8 ball, what you want is that 3 ball to be your key ball because it's right down there connected to the 8 ball. So, given this configuration, what do? I play the 6 ball in the side pocket rather than the 3 in the corner pocket because I can leverage this rail here to get on this 7, which is a problem shot. So even if I was playing 9 ball and the 3 wasn't on the table, this would work. But in a game of 8 ball where I have this choice, I'm definitely going to take this shot every time because it is the pattern that puts me out. If I play the 3 first, I can get on the 6, I can get on the 7, and I can get back up to the 8. But if I play the 6 first, definitely I'm on the 7, definitely I'm on the 3, and definitely I'm on the 8. There's no work involved. The only work involved is having this shot in your game. If you don't have this shot in your game, get on your practice table, work on your draw shot, and be able to draw the ball off the rail and get position on a shot like this. It's very simple. You could shoot this with spin and come over here, which I've done in a lot of videos as far as using the rails with spin. But in this situation, you actually don't even want to do that because I don't want to get super straight on the 7 ball. Remember, I have to get up table for the 3 ball. So what we're going to do is draw it back to the rail and just come off without any left or right spin. So now we have an angle on the 7 ball, which will allow us to put some high right on this and get on the 3 ball. Now we're on the 3. I'm going to put some inside on this, and we are out, regardless of the game. So remember, guys, leverage those side pockets, leverage the side pockets with the rails, and you'll be able to do some things that you didn't quite think about before. Let's look at another shot. Okay, gang, this is a shot that we've talked about before in other videos, and it is a very important shot for you guys. Some of you look at this layout. We're playing 8 ball or 9 ball. We're on the 6. We need to get on the 7, and we have this position here. We got on the wrong side of the 6, or somebody left us on the wrong side of the 6. Here's what we want to do. We want to come off of this rail and get down table for the 7 ball. If you remember an earlier shot where we came off of 2 rails and came down here to get on the 7, which I like a lot better. But in this case, the 8 is there, and if we collide with that 8, or even worse, make the 8 in that corner pocket, and we're playing 8 ball, it's a bad day. We make the 8 and we're playing 9 ball, it's a bad day because the cue ball is going to be at that end of the table after colliding with the 8, and the 7 is going to be down here. So there's a lot of bad things. If I shoot a draw shot here to get on the 7, the angle that I'm coming back is not the best angle for me. And especially if this ball is just a little bit further up, then it becomes a scratch shot. So what we're going to do is we're going to use inside English to make sure we are on this side of the 7 when the ball comes back down the table for us. By the way, like a lot of the other shots I showed you, it works for position that I haven't even set up for you. If the 7 ball was on the rail here, this shot allows me to come behind it and get on that shot. If the 7 ball was on the rail here, it allows me to have a nice line to get on the 7 ball here. There's so many things you can do with these shots, guys, so open your mind and be creative when utilizing this. These 5 shots are just a baseline, just a suggestion as to some of the things that you can do. So this is probably one of the easiest of the bunch. What you want to be careful of, though, is this inside English, this right-hand spin we're putting on this ball. We'll want to throw this ball towards the edge of the pocket, so you're going to have to compensate a little bit. So we're coming off that rail, getting back down here on this 7 ball. The shot looks like this. And by the way, guys, notice how soft I hit that? You don't have to hit these balls very hard in order to have enough spin to come off the rail and stay on the correct side of this. So that's how this shot is done. Leverage your side pocket shots, guys. There is so much position to be had from them, and you're going to run a lot more racks. We call that Bryan's favorite diamond. Okay, gang, this might be the easiest and the most important of all the shots that we talked about today. We like to save the best for last because the bangers check out at the 5-minute mark, and you guys clearly want to learn. So this is where the gravy is. If you're familiar with the channel, though, you've seen this shot a dozen times, and if you take lessons from me, you've seen it 2 or 3 dozen times because it is the most important of these shots, and you can do so many things with it. So let me talk to you about why after you see the shot. Straight in the side pocket, you're going to have a hard time missing this shot. You put it high, left-hand spin, force follow, come around the table. The shot looks like this. We hit our 3rd rail, and those of you worried about scratching in that side, depending on your angle, it is possible. It is a low percentage scratch, trust me. Move that cue ball an inch one way or the other, and the odds of you scratching in the side pocket is probably 1 in 15. But learn the angle so that you know, hey, I'm going to be high, I'm going to be low, based on where that's going to go just by shooting it a number of times. And you can see we got position on this 8. This is a very makeable shot. If I let it run and came down here, it's clearly a layup, but you don't want to scratch in this pocket. Now, why is that the most important shot? The reason it's the most important shot is because of all the other shots that I showed you. And by the way, this concept works with all the other ones as well. But just like the other shots, you don't have to go off of 3 rails. You don't have to come off of 3 rails. You can come off of 2. Put your 8 ball here and come off of that rail and that rail, and you can get here if that's what you needed to do. You come off of 1 rail and you're there. Put this 8 ball here. I come off the 3rd rail and hold it up. It's all about speed once you have the shot. That's why these side pocket shots are so important. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. Have a great day. Practice these shots. Hit me in the comments and let me know what you think. Talk to you soon.